Yeah, you're in. Okay. Oh, did you go the other way? Hey, we're live. We're still
We're still working the camera.
mixing up. I got hair going all over the place.
How about that?
That should be good. I can't figure out. There it is. I had like
That's
some
good.
wild hair thing going on there. Tips from the bar for September.
Already.
It's September already.
Wow.
September 4th. Shocking. That like a lot of people feel like summer's over now. You know, on the
Yeah.
calendar officially, it's not until the
Doesn't feel like
later
it
in September. No, or the next couple of days. Like
Yeah.
this is as summer as we've had.
Gets.
But we are at Miss Baby Meats tonight. A little audible from what was originally scheduled. We had some scheduling changes and such that we'll
Yeah, we were supposed to be up at
Chat
Chesterton
about.
today.
Chesterton, and then
I had to adjust it.
so we are at Miss Baby Meats downtown Valparaiso, and we got called out for not being at Perea.
We did. Korea's like, hey, what are you guys doing over there?
Jimmy, the owner
Yeah,
of
that was
Perea,
hilarious.
and
Yeah.
Megan, who is working the patio over there, giving us grief. I was at Ricochet, and I ran into Corey and Blair up there,
Yeah.
and our old landlord, the Douglases,
Yeah.
and Kirby were up at Ricochet. So that's why I'm late. Chatting with people, got caught up, was getting ready to leave, started chatting with more people, started to leave, started chatting with more people.
It's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, it's good
That's
to
pretty
see
cool.
people.
Yeah.
And that, every time I do that, I'm in this torn spot. I'm trying
Mhm.
to eat a little healthier, bring in my lunch, try to save a little money, and then I'm reminded that it's good to get out
It's
and
good to get out
see
and talk
people,
to people. Yeah.
be seen, talk with people. So it's a difficult.
It's a balance.
Yeah, you got to find that.
Yeah.
Got to find that balance. So
Yeah.
so that was my little walk over.
I think I got to start getting out and eating more around town too, and running into people because we had John stop by.
Yeah, John
The office
Acosta,
John
a classmate of
stopped
mine,
by,
and
friend of the firm.
Yeah.
He stopped by and
working in the prosecutor's office.
he's
So
like,
he stopped by our
where
office today.
he gave me a little grief. He's like, where you been? I haven't seen you
Yeah,
forever.
exactly.
So
Don't get out
I
much.
take that as a note that I need to get out more maybe. So that'll be
Yeah.
good. That'll be good. But we did come to decision a little bit on some changes.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple things to talk about today, just kind of the upcoming changes with tips from the bar and kind of how we're going to do it. We're trying to make it a little bit better, a little bit more productive for you guys.
Yeah.
And then we also have a seminar coming up, huh? Or an event of some
Yeah.
sort.
So I've been doing these in conjunction with Caring Hearts Adult Day Center up in Portage, right there on Airport Road, across from on the east side of the high school there, and we are going to do a very targeted presentation 2 weeks from tonight.
Excellent.
I believe that makes it the 18th.
Okay.
But Kathy from Silver Birch will be there,
Mhm.
and Karen and Annie. I believe Annie will be back. Annie had a child, I believe.
Very cool.
So, or was about to have a child, last I heard. And so we'll all be there. But one of the things that we're going to really drill down into is something I talk about
Mhm.
a lot on this program, which is some of the alternative options now for care provided by Medicaid. So there's a big push by Medicaid, Indiana Medicaid, to do more in-home care,
Mhm.
so people don't end up in a nursing home earlier than they need to. But sometimes there's no other option.
Right.
You go back 3 years, 2 years, there wasn't an option. If your care level reached a point where you couldn't stay in your home, the only other option really was nursing home. And that was putting people in nursing homes that didn't need that level of care. And it was putting people in places they didn't necessarily want to be.
Right. And that's not good because it decreases morale. They go into a cycle.
It absolutely does. And so
It's
people start to deteriorate faster than
Right.
they probably needed to. Sort of breaks their spirit sometimes.
Yeah.
And so now we've got this alternate option, if you will, that you can get what's called a home-based waiver, and people can stay in their home and get care supplemented by Medicare. You still need a care provider, primary care provider, like a family member. A lot of times that's a spouse. It could be another, family member, a close friend, a sibling, who may be living with you or comes in and checks on you and just kind of is the point person on care. And
Right.
then Then the other option in Silver Birch is a facility over in Michigan City. They also have facilities over in East Chicago and Hammond, I believe, and some other places around the state. But these are more like assisted living, but they have a higher level of care. So assisted living,
covered, though.
and it's a Medicaid supported entity. So there's a lot of assisted livings where if your care level reaches a certain point, you have to move because they're not designed for heavy.
And there's that gap there. There's that gap there because it goes from there, and then they can kick you out in that gap, and it's just like
so
like
they
going
were
into the twilight zone.
Yeah, they were bumping into the same thing. Like our other option was a nursing home, and again, people may not need that level of care yet, but that was really the only option. So, so what we're seeing now is these new facilities coming online, and they are very affordable. They're supplemented by Medicaid. It's still a better deal for Medicaid to have someone in these facilities, even cost-wise, let alone having, again, a full nursing home. You only have so much staff, and if you're there for 24/7 care, and you're going to get as much attention as the next person. Well, you don't need that much attention. It's possibly preventing someone who needs that care being able to get in. And again, it's limiting someone's livelihood, if you will. The other thing that's coming in, and I still don't quite exactly know how this is being addressed, is the dementia units, the memory care units, and things of that nature. But that is something that kind of is another one of those gaps that is being filled by facilities, and Medicaid's coming in behind those as well. So, September 18th, it will be at 6 or 6:30. I'm not sure. We'll put it up on the Facebook page. I guess I could probably look at my calendar.
Check and see here.
I don't know if I put it up there yet. It looks like I have not updated it because it said 5:30. Maybe it's 5:30. We were at 5 o'clock. Maybe we moved it back to 5:30. But it will be at Caring Hearts. You'll be able to find information. If you're watching this later, I'll put a link in the comments to the event on our Facebook page. We do request that you let us know if you're coming. There is a limited amount of space, and I really hope that people, maybe this isn't your situation, but somebody's going through this situation. It is it's definitely something that we're bumping into people all the time that miss care opportunities because they don't know they exist.
Right.
And so our hope is to educate people so that when it does come up, or if you hear somebody bumping into that situation, you can say, hey, I think there's this thing that you might want to look into.
Right. So there's a limited number of spaces. Who do they contact?
On the Facebook page, you can reserve a spot. You can say you're going.
That's on Caring Hearts?
That'll be on our
you got that on
ours, and then we'll share it out.
Fantastic.
I think they'll probably have it as well.
Okay.
Eventually, they'll share our event. And Silver Birch will help get the word out too. Silver Birch is in Michigan City. There's a similar program in Maryville called Belvedere, and they're all kind of cut from the same cloth. The funding mechanism to build them is the same. The plan and care plans are the same. So
nice.
It's a great opportunity. As I listen to myself try to talk tonight, I still haven't recovered.
No, I can tell your voice is a little higher pitched than usual.
Man, it's I lost my voice last week at the Purdue game, and
hasn't got back yet.
Everything takes longer to recover from, I guess.
It was good.
It was not a good outcome.
Voice?
It was not a good outcome.
So not necessarily a great time to the jury.
I don't remember yelling, other than one particular play. But it was kind of cold and damp, and everything was so loud. I think just even trying to talk across, I was talking loud all night. And so
strained it.
I know I've raised my daughter right though, because when she came to meet me after the game, I had to give her some stuff for her room. She's a student down there.
Yeah.
She didn't have a voice either, so
taught her how to do it right.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta be involved in the game.
There you go.
Be the fan.
The cheering pushes the team along.
That's right. That 12th man.
Yeah.
12th man thing.
Absolutely.
So my wife doesn't think that necessarily that's the way we should participate, whether at the game or at home, especially at home. She doesn't think my critique of the officiating is.
But you know what? At home's when you have to do it because you got to send the energy out.
I believe
it can't just be the words, because at the stadium they can just hear the words.
Right.
When you're there.
No.
But when it's at home TV, you got to push that energy through the TV.
Yeah. I'm pretty critical of officiating.
I think that a lot of times there's a lot to be critical of, though.
But the play I lost that I know if I hadn't lost it prior, the play I would give credit for losing my voice is one where even the coach in his press conference this week said, "Yeah, I didn't see it the way you saw it." So he has to be careful because he can get fined.
There was
but yeah,
I was watching, buddy of mine and I were watching the Atlanta United soccer game this last Sunday, and there was terrible play, and the coach got on TV, on audio, shouting at the other coach.
Oh no,
dropping F-bombs.
Oh gosh, that's never good.
Yeah, and he doesn't speak great English, so when he does his reporter stuff like that, he was talking his language. But then when he was on the sideline in the field, he said in English to make sure the guy heard him.
Oh yeah,
and it was rough. But it was hilarious.
Wait,
it was funny.
It's what soccer league was it?
It's the MLS. It's the
it's soccer. Yeah. He doesn't speak English.
Speaks broken. He speaks English okay. I think within groups it intimidates him or something. They were saying, I don't know enough about it. My buddy's the soccer guy.
Okay.
I enjoy watching it from time to time, and I know a little bit about the game, so it makes it fun to watch. I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
But he lives in Atlanta, so he's a big, get behind it, and like you said, you got to make sure that they understand where you're coming from. You got to shout at the TV and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I feel so. I don't know where that came from when it started, natural. But it not everybody does it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a very involved person, and I talk to the TV all the time anyway. I mean, I'm always critiquing stuff. I'll critique commercials. I'll critique commentary.
Commercials are the best. My wife and I love to make fun of commercials. And every once in a while, you'll see these commercials come through, and it's like, oh, so the idiot's the one that bought the product.
Right.
It's like, if you're an idiot, buy our product.
Yeah.
And so we always kind of pick out stuff like that because commercials are great, and that a lot of times they seem to miss the point of the product.
Yeah. Really and that's like a good measure. Can you remember what the product? That was a great commercial. What was it for? Oh, exactly. I don't remember.
And funny enough, some of the best commercials aren't for the product. You can't remember the product. Some of the best ones are because they're just so entertaining.
Yeah, and that's where did you really spend the right money in the right way? It could have been entertaining, but if it doesn't resonate, ROI, something we've been spending some time talking about.
That's a great segue.
Yeah. So
we've been doing Tips from the Bar for almost a year and 3 months.
Yeah, since beginning of summer last year.
Beginning of May last year. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a long time. And we were discussing this morning, how do we make this, rather than just a general, hey, we're great guys, every Tuesday come talk with us or listen to us talk, how do we make this more impactful for you guys? How can we make this a way for you guys to get better value out of it? And so one of the things that we had talked about, and this may change, I think we kind of settled on some of this stuff, but we didn't have a definitive, yes, this is what we're doing, but I think this is where we're going. We'll share it with you. Give us your input. If you're out there watching this later on, put in the comments, what you think in regards to Tips from the Bar. But one of the things we're talking about doing is switching it to a 2-time a month instead of every week. So that would be a first and third Tuesdays. And within that, we're going to talk about and just have a normal conversation like we do. But we're also going to go ahead and target one specific idea or issue that month. So in those 2 videos, that'll be kind of like the base idea, because the fourth Tuesday, we'll release a webinar that deals a little bit more directly on that subject. So the first and third Tuesday, there we go. First and third Tuesday, we'll have just the general normal tips from the bar. And then with the fourth Tuesday, we'll release the webinar associated with the general content that'll be more direct and more value for you guys. And then we'll just change up subjects once a month, and each month we'll get new subjects, and that'll allow us to kind of keep churning out some good quality content for you guys that'll be a little more helpful. The other thing we're looking at doing is possibly switching, instead of 6:30 at night when a lot of people are sitting down to dinner, we're going to look at switching this up maybe to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Kind of get everybody's getting off of work. Maybe listen on your commute, kind of have it playing on your phone on the side, or maybe you're home already, or maybe you're at work and just bored. Who knows?
We'll
But so
see.
we're talking about doing that. We might do that. Maybe the first month we'll do it that way, or first month or two, and then see what happens with it.
Yeah.
And if we get better, more people watching even than we are now, then that'd be great. If not, then maybe we'll switch back to this time. It just depends. Excuse me. I just got back into town. I was out of town over the weekend, and I come back with a little bit of cough myself.
Oh, where were you?
Vegas.
Oh,
Fun. So the wife and I, for our 18-year anniversary, we decided to take a little trip out to Vegas.
nice.
And it was a lot of fun. And it was 103 degrees, so it was nice and hot. Dry heat, doesn't matter. I
So,
don't care what they say.
so you're sitting here and it's probably still in the 80s here. How does this with humidity compare to 103 without humidity?
This is pretty close. I
Okay.
mean, it's definitely, I can tell it's cooler.
Okay.
But the sweat factor kicks in here.
Yeah.
Just because it's so humid, it just your body just starts.
Yeah, it retains it
it
versus
retains it,
like
yeah, you can
it's
start to feel
sucking
it.
moisture
Like
out
I
of you
can-
there.
I can go like this, and I can feel moisture on my arm.
Yeah, I
just
keep feeling it on my
Yeah.
forehead.
And so it's just that it's that general moisture purpose. Where out there, it's 100 degrees, but it's dry. Lucky if it's high humidity if it's 30% humidity, and so it wasn't. But it
Yeah.
just.
Trouble's coming down the
Oh, we
street.
got trouble walking this way. What's going on
Kirby
here?
and Mike from AC. What's that?
There you go.
It's all right. It's not broadcast. We're okay.
That's
No
we'll
FCC.
cover the mic. So.
Yeah. Our former landlords.
That's right. So,
They were at the AC Inc. marketing company around the
yeah,
corner.
yeah. Nice.
So
So that's a big difference. The humidity is the difference. Temperature-wise, I can feel it's a little bit cooler, but it does begin because of your sweating. It
Yeah.
makes it feel a little warmer.
Yeah. Super. Yeah. So we're always trying to look at things. I mean, our goal, obviously, with this type of program and the stuff that we're talking about doing, will be, again, trying to engage people, try to give information, help people. Uh-oh. There's our friend.
He's on
Hi,
camera.
puppy.
Oh,
Say
look
hi. He's right
What a
there.
cutie.
He would have been in
Okay,
there.
get him close up.
Oh, I was
Close
on
up.
the wrong screen. He was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna get a bunch of likes now.
There we
you I
go.
like it.
There we
I like
go.
it.
The key, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
Puppy dog.
So that's right.
No, so I mean, I think the point
Off
the
the leash
point
he
to all
goes.
this is that we want to provide enough value for you that you want to tell your friends about it and get them on there so that when they need something, they can get on and learn about it and come to us for help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole goal to all this. And I think for the last year and a half, we've had a lot of fun with it, and we've done a great job getting our name out there with this.
Yeah.
We've loved the interaction with people, but we want to make it more beneficial for you. And I think that's the way to do it, is to maybe a little more directed, a little less. Oh, every Tuesday they're just going to get on and talk about whatever, and
Yeah.
try to make it a little more focused, a little more contentful for you.
Yep.
So I think
As an example, one of the things that we talked about, Isaac and I, when we had our technical disaster show.
Oh, I remember that. I wasn't there that day, but I remember trying to watch it,
Word, it was so
and I
hard.
got booted a couple times.
couple times. But we were talking about tax sales, and we're coming into tax sale season. In fact, Lake County, I believe, has their assessor's tax sale Friday. Porter County's comes up at the first part of October. Newton County, we didn't find out Newton County. LaPorte County is in October. But it's a great way to acquire property if you're interested in acquiring property and there's something that you like. But I think as we've talked to people who get involved in that, if it's a first time situation, there are some things you absolutely need to know about it.
Right. There's
And
protocol.
so-
You have to follow certain rules
there's
and do certain things to be able to get the
deadlines.
property.
There's expense.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we're going to put together is just a little short course in what you need to be aware of and how to attack it successfully, because
Right.
you're going to spend the time and money, and you may get a property for less than $1,000, but it's going to cost you,
So it costs more than that because there's
to
it's going to cost
yeah.
you that plus more because there's expenses and things along the way.
Yep. And there's
That you need to do.
amazing there's quick deadlines and then a really, really long quiet period where you can't do
Mhm.
anything. And we just want to make
It's
sure
just a
people
sit and wait.
understand that. Yeah, it's called a redemption period. But we'll cover that. We're going to put together a little video series for it, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about it on the tips from the bar a little bit to kind of give people a little bit of taste of what they can gain from the series. But that's the type of stuff we want to try to make
Yeah.
as we talk about trying to deliver the law differently and lowering hurdles. so people can get information. We want to be able to, package it, and maybe it's we're not getting in a tax sale until the commissioner's sale in April, but there's similar things you need to be aware of.
And every county has their own date, and there's different
Yeah.
different times to go around and do stuff. So, I mean, obviously, if you just want to stay, if you're in Porter County, you want to stay in Porter County. That's coming up soon.
October.
And I think
It's on my calendar.
our general discussion today was planned to try to put that little webinar together before the end of this month and release it on the last Tuesday.
Exactly. So people
And
have
so
it.
that you can get the information if you're interested in doing something like that. You'll at least have a baseline of information to get started, and then you can contact us if you need any help to really get going with it.
Right.
But I love it. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
So
Isaac was watching this, and then Matt and
Newell
Barbara
popped
both
in.
just jumped in.
Oh,
Barbara
did Barb jump in
just
too?
jumped in. What's up, people?
Yeah.
Good to see you here.
So
Just as it's almost 7:00 already.
yeah, we got excited about those
Couple-
webinars. Who isn't? Who isn't
Well, I'll
excited
tell you
about
what,
webinars?
I you know what?
Just kidding
And this is something that we kind of been talking around this idea
We're excited about the opportunity. I
It's
think we
it's-
really are.
to be able to deliver something more focused, because this is fun.
Yeah.
This is great to talk about stuff. We love getting caught on side tangents and talking about different things and having a good time. But I think you get more value if we pair that with the webinar that's really just, okay, look, folks, you're sitting down, we're on the camera, and we're going to give you the information and let you go specific with it, so you're going to be able to say, okay, I got something actionable I can take and do.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be really beneficial.
Absolutely. So we got started a couple minutes late, but we'll wrap up here now.
Yeah.
Again, if you're watching this later, I will try to get the event added to our Facebook page with the information about the Medicaid options seminar or presentation. Again, September 18th.
Check the comments, because it's in
Yeah,
there.
we'll put it in the
there.
comments
already in
and
there,
link
so.
to the event on
Nice.
our website.
Yep.
On our website. Our website.
That's the voice squeaking talking.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that will be September 18th. You can jot it down, 5:30 up at Caring Hearts, but we'll have the opportunity for you to reserve your spot on our Facebook event page. Here, I'll get it up tonight. So I can't believe it's only 2 weeks away.
I know. It's so fast.
So-
September already.
Absolutely.
Check us out at CCSKLaw.com. If you have any questions, give us a call at 219.
And if you have a topic that you'd like us to cover, if there's something you think we can cover, let us know. We'd be happy to try to get out in
Absolutely.
front on that.
If you want to capture one of these months and say, listen, I kind of generally want this information and I'd love to see a webinar on this, pop us a line, let us know, whether it's through the website or 219-230-3600, call us, or just go on the website and put a comment in, or even on Facebook, just underneath one of this one here today, pop it in there.
Yeah.
Just, I'd love to hear a webinar and learn about this.
Yep.
And we'll make it happen.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us. Again, have a great evening, and we will
See you next time.